much again
Alright.
from the department.
Yeah.
We really appreciate Dr. Malik for joining us this visiting lecture.
Mm.
So for this second meeting, I would like to give Dr. Malik what to say. Yeah, just like your own student. So
Yes, yes.
just manage your time and yeah, just
Okay, okay.
just
Okay,
uh,
all right. Thank
feel
you.
free.
Okay.
Yeah, this is our student.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Then,
so we may start.
okay.
Thank you, and we will start by reading
Okay.
Basmalah together.
Right.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Thank
And
you
again,
very much.
the time,
Assalamualaikum. Good
please
afternoon.
to Dr. Malik. Yeah,
Yes. Okay.
and Adiba will help us for facilitating this visiting lecture.
Yeah, okay.
In case you need help
Also,
or
okay,
yes,
I try the
yeah.
share this now.
Thank
Okay.
you, Dr. Malik. Time
Yes.
is yours.
Okay. I will start. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. Good afternoon, everyone. Mr. David, those invite me to participate in the visiting lecture with University Muhammadiyah, Universitas Umar Muhammadiyah, and then University of Malaysia. So that was the second time we meet together. So today I will talk about the politics and globalization in Malaysia. So maybe just give a general uh, points, and then those willing to ask may interrupt during the discussions. So I am free to give the opportunity for the student, and then I try to answer if possible. So I hope all of everyone enjoy the discussion. So on behalf of the University of Malaysia, actually my department, I'm very appreciate these collaborations between both university, Indonesia and Malaysia, that maybe in the future we will continue this uh, work. So all right, let me start my lecture. Okay. All right. Okay. So this afternoon I will talk about politics and globalization. Global means holistic in Malaysia. So maybe it's not specific for the politics itself, but they are related each other. They related each other because globalization is uh, not just like a phenomenon, but it's like the time frame for discussion. Before we talk about globalization, we need to talk about liberalizations. Now, during the pandemic COVID-19, we have a lot of issue uh, that at the international level, in terms of workers, migrants, and traveling, uh, business, business international trades also are defect because of COVID. So in terms of politics, as we uh, was good through, was so the latest, the biggest activity, political activities uh, uh, last month about the USA uh, presidential election, pemilihan presiden Amerika. So and then before that Indonesia. So Malaysia. Yesterday I got news from somebody will maybe they will conducting on June June. So it's short terms for this term for after 14 general election. Short term because as I say last week, and the government coalition government formed by Perikatan Nasional more fragile because it's very small numbers of the majority, just around 112 seats is not goods for governments, because anytime among the members of parliament will jump, will hoping to another party. So that so let's people choose the right leaders in the future for 5 years, for terms for 5 years again next year. So hopefully that can do the keterbukaan itu for more democratic. Okay, so globalization is a phenomenon as an inescapable process, has influenced many scope of human life for us now. During the pandemic, using internet, what we call as mobile learning, because we have to using online, any assessment, lecture, and then communication events. Now student call for Viva, Worka Viva, also using the video conference. But they have disadvantage and advantage, have a pro and cons. So this phenomenon, globalization, with the super power of influence, has created new and different ways than the past. New means you something you have to prepare, not physically but mentally. You have to prepare because something happen unpredictable and unexpected. So, for example, no single country in the world will expect they will damage, they will trouble because of COVID-19. And then politics itself. Politics also have a effect, have some difficulty lah. So not look for trouble, but little bit they have to survive because at the same the government have to think about their future. At the same time, they have to think the fate of the people. Apa nasib kita? What happen tomorrow? Which and how to get the meal for feeding, and how to get the good job, and then you find the money. So this very struggle. There's for a human skill. We have to think about that is effect of what we call as a globalization. Okay, among individual and social various scope of human life, the culture and politics have been more influenced by globalization. Okay, maybe here you are among the student, you are so younger. Maybe Master David and me still remember the incidents, financial crisis in Asian country, 1997 and 1998, and then the effect of financial crisis. The former presidents of Indonesia, President Suharto, stepped down, and then Malaysia come with their own style of policy that block the currency change with United States for 3.8 ringgit to $1 American. It's a system. And then Singapore, Thailand also affect with the money attacks by George Soros. Pasaran wang jatuh. Jadi rupiah, ringgit, peso, baht, all over the world have effects. So the time is very struggle for company, for any business, for those graduated from university. At the same time, I am the final year student, so it's very struggle to find a job. So I'm decided to further my study at master's level. Alhamdulillah, after complete my master, so I find a job. Alhamdulillah, University Utara Malaysia offer me as a lecturer. Now I serve almost 20, come to 2022. Yes, already in EM. Long time. So the culture scope, almost the most basic general space and vital of individual and social property of mankind has been more influenced by globalization than the politics. We have to change our mind. We have to the need paradigm shift to more creative, to more absorber. You can absorb any problems. Don't make in trouble. Don't make yourself in trouble. So you have to create it. Now we in the instability of economy, job less of opportunity, jobless opportunity. So what we have to do? So we have internet, we have a smartphone, and then you can create your online business to find the side income and for your skill, for your survive. So it's very difficult. Those have a creativity and innovations. So I think they more better other than those just waiting any existence from the government. Okay. The first thing I have to talk about the globalization and economic development. So globalization help to economic development and growth in Malaysia. Yeah. Some we have to transport up technology, studies about the new knowledge, knowledge management, technology, engineering. We have to not just transport, to bring them to come to our country. So we send students for study abroad, overseas, in any field, engineering, accountancy, economy, even in political science and law. So after the graduate, they can bring the knowledge to the Malaysia, for example, and then that will meaningful for us, useful. So the government can do something about the economic development, because we have some problems, because we need to call the investigator, FDI, foreign direct investment, FDI, come to our country, come to Malaysia to invest in any sector. But the investor, they also observe, they also evaluate a few of condition, a few of situation is cheaper for them. Their objective, how to create an incomes and benefits, and then for sure they're concerned on the cost. Because it's very expensive in Malaysia, so they have another choice. So they transfer the factory, the manufacturing, to the other country. For example, a few years ago, they have investment in Selangor, but after the high cost, the cost will increase. So the investor transfer the factory to for example, Vietnam, Cambodia, so they can, that it will affect to our economic development, because this is a part of the effect of globalization. Yeah, price, demand, because in market system we have supply and demand. They are considered cost benefits oriented, how to convince customer, buyers to confident use your services, your product, and so, and because they have push and pull factor in globalization. When we talk about economy, we talk about push and pull factor. Why many Indonesian come to Malaysia? Because we have pull factor, because a lot of job in 3D sector. 3D sector means difficult, dangerous, and dirty. That is the pull factor. Push factor, maybe you have a lot of biggest, very highest competition to find a got jobs in your country. So for Bangladesh, India, Vietnam come to Malaysia, because maybe the investor have the good package for them, wage, allowance, hospitalities, hostel, and then welfare for them. So they come to Malaysia. So for instance, the export of Malaysia increased and the customer welfare has been improved, because we can export our goods and services to other countries. Okay? We sell oil, palm oil, sawi. We export a few of commodity, natural resources, mines, petroleum. So that will create the market. At the same time, we need to review which country can, this is not joint venture, but we can deal with them directly for international trades. So you, for example, Indonesia, Malaysia, okay, we have palm oil, and then they have rubber, we have black pepper, and then some country they have for example automotive. So we can change. Yeah. So a process of action and integrations among the people, companies, and government of different nations, a process driven by international trade, investment, and aided by information technology is globalization. So the ICT, information communication technology, is a tool to connect us with the outsider, and the local, international, or regional. So, for example, now without ICT, without internet, I don't think so it's possible for us join together this afternoon. So that is a globalization effect for us, and that will give negative or positive effect for us. For students, for sure, you can reach any information using online. You just Google, type the keyword, and you will find millions of sources that will help you to complete and finish your pass your assignment, for example. And then those have activity, then they can manipulate, they can exploit the ICT advantage to create some benefits, be as sources, there is sumber income for them. For example, you can make a publicity. It's so cheaper and very fast. It's easy. Those good online, but you can offer yourself as a actor. Share your knowledge and interpretation. For example, interview preparation, how to prepare resume, how to write a good assignment. For example, you have knowledge, you just polish up your knowledge, sharpen your skill, and then you can sell it. And then just the payment through online or transfer. Just click and then you can get the money. It's so easy. But don't forget, everything we did, they have advantages and disadvantages. So that is globalization issue. And the process has an effect on culture, on economic development and prosperity, technology, communication, and national security. About the economic development, you can see in any country how just this morning I talked about the smart city and safe city. Smart city and safe city. Safe means you are safe from criminal, but in terms of ICT, maybe you have experience, you deal with scammer, hacker, and so on. So, and then on technology, what is technology? Technology is told to have, to exist, people for do something. Therefore, without internet, without computer, without gadgets like the tablet, you can follow the classes. So you do something. So you need to do something more advanced. So the globalization ask people, ask the government to more advanced for facing the new challenging in our life. That uncertain and unpredictable. So national security about our defense, our maritime, our aerospace, land border. How about now we in Asian country about the Chinese and US conflict, like a Cold War. How in the Spratly Islands. So what happened then? Every an Asian country, Asia, China, claim that island belongs to them. So that is one of the costs to involve in a crisis, and the crisis, if uncontrolled, will be a conflict, and the conflict in the last stage will confront. You can see maybe a war among the country. So that I hope that it's not, stop. So we have some diplomatic decisions. Our delegate can talk, our ambassador can talk, and then they make round table discussion for find the solution for avoiding conflict in our regions in Asia, in Asia. And then in terms, I would say, moment of people, maknanya pergerakan manusia. In order for Malaysia to be more competitive in agriculture, manufacturing, construction, by lowering production costs, human resource costs, Malaysia had developed attracts a large group of foreign workers since the 1960s. So we offer to Bangladesh, we offer to Sri Lanka, we offer to Nepal, even Vietnam, Cambodia, and Thailand come to Malaysia. They can work any sector. For example, plantations, constructions. When they now involved in business, they open the shop for the furniture, carpets, everything they can sell. And some they open a restaurant in Malaysia. For Indonesia is very famous with the restaurant, Indonesian nasi padang, nasi bang, dan so on. For Thailand, for sure, they're most popular with tom yum. So varieties of meal has been in Malaysia. So you can feel in the street, you can find any types of foods, Western, Chinese, Indian. Macam-macam sekarang ni boleh rasa you. So and then the plantation industry depend on the foreign workers for over 60% in their workforce. Ladang sawit, getah, penanaman koko, but not for padi. Padi, they no need to load a few of workers ni. So the owner can call somebody for help them because less using machine. But for plantation like cocoa, rubber taper, and then palm oil, we need workers, foreigner workers. I don't know what happened to Malaysia. Maybe they have their own work, or they have money, or they come to go to Singapore, because they need highest income. Okay, and then now the total numbers of foreign workers is over 2 million. 2 million. What happened during the COVID-19? So what happened to them? How take care? Who? So they need help. They have money, but because of moment control order (MCO), in order to prevent COVID-19, so the government, the Ministry of Health, and other agencies, include NGO, they have to find, having what the problem for the foreign workers in Malaysia, especially their work as a labor. They also have to take care about their welfare. So how some have a problem because they don't have money. the employer can meet them. So that is the biggest issue for first and third month our in MCO. So a lot of them lost of job. So if you don't have job, you don't have money. If you don't have money, you can buy anything for feeding. So the community leader have to find and give immediate uh, it's mercy programs for them. Kita kena bersepati karena mereka was contribute their energy, their skill to develop this country. So they need to have that is the part of the. And then beside the foreign workers, we also open the door to many foreigner, including foreign students, like Indonesia, Thailand, Bangladesh, Jordan, Arab, even in China, mainland now. A few of them come to UUM, for example. And my student, a few of them are China, from China, Great Walls. So that is the effect of globalization in terms of economic development, because they come here to study and they find they get the experience through this process, and then they can compare with their country, and then that is the process of what we call is interchange, knowledge interchange, pertukaran maklumat, pengetahuan, but a few of them have to struggle because the China there is very poor in English, but university make a publicity and promote for them to come in UM, and then UM will provide short course for improve their English and then the other language before they proceed for example, for masters or PhD. That also needs to bid for the a few of Arab students from Emirates Arab Satu, Jordan. Those they have a very poor, very lowest qualification in English, so they come. Ini antara yang ini. But for Indonesia, I don't think so. They have a lot of problem, but because they are very good. Okay, and then businessmen, a few of businessmen come, but now the movement is very limited because of COVID. We have to quarantine for 15 days, and now just 10 days in local journey. From, for example, from Sabah to Kuala Lumpur, just need to quarantine 10 days only. Before 14 days, 2 weeks. But for foreigner, I'm not sure. Almost 2 weeks. If you are clear, detect positive and negative, so you can go. But you have to report to the Ministry of Health because we need to prevent, control the numbers of the COVID-19 victims. Benda yang patient. Okay. And then alas orangnya are now populate some part of the capacity Kuala Lumpur, Selayang, because a few of sector lah. Kalau kita tengok di itu saja sudah cukup besar. And even they are legal or illegal migrant combination. Yang jadi satu lagi masalah lah, bila they come illegal. Indonesia this a lot. Indonesia don't give information. Dan Malaysia so tak bagi juga. Bila dia nak pulang ke Indonesia, dia berhadapan dengan masalah. Those group in Malaysia they have problem. We need to come to Indonesia, so they have a problem. So how to solve the problem? So therefore, Malaysian government and Malaysian government they have negotiations and they find the best solution to solve the problem. So Malaysia through the immigration department process to bring out for legal foreigner ni to their hometown. Jadi kita because they so expensive, costly lah. Kalau guna kapal mungkin murah lagi. Dari ini ke Medan sebagainya. Tapi kalau naik kapal terbang, pesawat dia begitu mahal. Ya. Yeah. And then the Malaysian economy has been relying on foreign direct investment, FDI, as I said just now, international trade and foreign capital to grow for many years. But because of our economic instability, so they change their minds, they change their decision, then they transfer their investment to other countries that more cheaper rather than Malaysia. So after they close the business in Malaysia, for example, uh, a few workers, especially local citizens, they lose the job. They are unemployed. So that affect to the economy because if you don't have a job, that one of the factor uh, for measure the inflation. Uh, Pengangguran itu menjadi kayu ukur kepada inflasi. Inflasi. So ini jadi masalah. So the Malaysian government always encourage FDI come to Malaysia invest. We give a special package for them. So that one of the effort done by government, but still cannot fully improve in economy. And then suddenly we face the COVID-19, so that also generate the percentage, the numbers of unemployed, those are loss of job, totally loss or temporarily or permanent. I don't know. Okay. And from an agrarian economy, daripada berasaskan pertanian, Malaysia have become industrialized in about 30 years, where many multinational corporations have their operate here. For example, National Panasonic, Mitsubishi, Sony, few maybe yang Nestle, Nestle product. But a few of the biggest out of the multinational company was closed, and then that affect directly to our socio-economic development. For example, Selangor, Kuala Lumpur, those in the focus on industry, so they have effects lah. So in recent year, even the rural sector are affected by the globally. The regions, take for example the paddy farmer, penanam padi lah. Farmer work face tumbling price and lower demand on the rice, demanding the last facility to import rice. Malaysia, dia for example Kedah lah, the mainlands, they produce padi, the beras, rice. But at some time we have a competition from Thailand, Vietnam, China. They also produce highest quantity of padi beras, and then the quality is so, and the quality of padi, the beras is very highest lah. So after, because of globalization, so we have export import trade in the multinational level. So we need to compete with the other producer in terms, for example, beras, you have to find the beras rice, kita kena bersaing lah. Jadi dia akan effect to the quantity, the quality, the prices. Kalau harga turun, that affected to the penanam padi, pesawah. Ini akan menyebabkan we lose focus, and then they try to ask the government to give the subsidy. So the government try to rationalization of the subsidy, merasionalisasikan subsidy to help the farmer, they have the penanam padi ni untuk dapat jual, dia dapat subsidi. Tetapi harga masih lagi bergantung kepada pasar, depend on the market price. Jadi tak boleh, kerajaan tak boleh bayar terlalu tinggi, sebab kerajaan juga perlu memikirkan, they have to think another groups also need help, need subsidy. For example, fishermen, nelayan-nelayan, small hawker, penjajah-penjajah kecil, SME, those involved in the small medium enterprise industry. They have they need capital to run their business, to increase the numbers of productions. So all need the money. So government have to focus not just single group, for all groups in society. Okay, and then now even the farmer have to compete in the global market. How to sell? For example, durian. Kalau Indonesia suka durian, kita juga import durian, mengekspor durian. So we have to compete with Thailand. So now our focus market in China, because Chinese people they like durian compared to the European or Europe country. They are just like, because there is very trouble. Indonesia sekarang antara pengeluaran banyak produk yang boleh di ini. Tetapi di Malaysia juga begitu. Tapi kita di Malaysia kita terpaksa bersaing dengan Thailand. Thailand agriculture product is very ibarat langit dengan bumi lah jaraknya, dari segi size, dari segi quality, dari segi Thailand is more advanced compared to Malaysia lah in terms of agriculture product, because then their R&D, research and development, is so effective lah. But for Malaysia we still using the all method to increase the number of productivity. Kita mesti lagi jauh berkurang compared to Thailand. Kita ni so advanced. Ini benda-benda yang berlaku di Malaysia ni. Okay.
Professor, is it enough?
Yes. Okay. I just watching the list. The numbers of men is very less than the girl. That is also a global issue. Okay. For my student, for example, if we have 60 students in the class, below than 10 is male. I don't know what happened. Because based on birth registration, men many than male, many than female. But in terms of the interdisciplinary rate ratio, men and male, female, 2.5. Apa nama? 7.5. Nisbahnya 7. Ratio dia 7.5 dengan 2.5. Indonesia pakai koma. Okay. Globalization, lifestyle, education. Okay, that is so interesting. First and foremost, the impact of the impact on food, lifestyle, fashion, culture, and so on. Impact of foods, as I said just now. For example, now we can eat McDonald's, KFC, Pizza Hut, spaghetti, or types of meal over the world. And then there's a time how to look the fashion, lifestyle, brands. And now di dahulu lah kita more on dangdut. Now we K-pop, Korea pop. After that, before that, Bollywood, Indian, and Hollywood. So sinetron, kalau istilah sinetron. Ini satu budaya lah, lifestyle. For example, and then we can define many types of food from another country in Malaysia, and then maybe they try to make varieties in the food style. So you have, therefore, just now I say, need creativity, need innovation, then you can compete. Without innovation, without any creativity, I don't think you have good condition to beat others. Ini sangat penting lah. Ini satu cabaran for the new generation your age, your group, you have to think in the future what happened to you and what your preparation is most important. Not just talk about your certificate, your degree. Degree is just a ticket that allow you keep up and make a line up to get the numbers. Satu satu seri number apa nama call number yang boleh membuat kita berada dalam barisan yang sama untuk mendapat giliran when you have to come for interview, for example. Okay, you have soft skill. Soft skill mean you can develop yourself, be motivator, good public speaker, good in the public speaking, then some skill you can show your leadership skill and work spirit, teamwork spirit. That is the extra values for those in the future try to market themselves, market ourselves, because there's very limited job government can offer because of economic stability conditions for Malaysia. Yeah, almost we have 14 is very small number compared to Indonesia. We have 14 public university. So if the public university, for example, will produce 1,000 per year, so we have 14,000. So how about the 14,000 graduates university to find the work for the government sector, the public service is so limited, depend on vacancy. But to work in the private corporate sector, you need to compete with the special package. You have something extra rather than your friend, your classmate. That is my always give a challenge to my student to think about this, because we need to more independence. But for the people, they are dependent. For example, the farmer penanam padi tadi, they're more dependent. Businessmen, they're more dependent. Need subsidy, need help, but they cannot work without any assistance from government. I mean, the masalah di Malaysia ni terlalu bergantung. Yesterday I went to some place with the director of Lembaga Pemajuan Akademisi boards in Malaysia. So they say everything they have done to this group. So but always need again and again resistance from governments. Okay, not okay when we can easily find many type of food from another country in Malaysia. Not only the food are changed, but the way we eat also change. Itu banyak salah. Kita menggunakan ada yang menggunakan apa namanya Chinese punya tu pakai pisau, pakai apa like inilah Europe, Asia dan sebagainya. Tapi kalau masa tangan orang Melayu lah, orang di Nusantara. For example, the Indian normally use their hand to eat, but nowadays most people use a spoon for eating because of globalization. Sekarang kita pun tengok TV secara online, ada internet boleh tengok TV, tak perlu berbayar, and then you can talk with your friends, so you can see the face. Okay, it's the new lifestyle for us. Okay, and the social and cultural development has an adverse effect on ethnic relationship in Malaysia. The adverse effect is manifested in the increasing enrollment of Chinese primary school and the Muslim religious school. Satu perbahasan debat berkenaan dengan sekolah aliran Cina. Di Malaysia ni banyak aliran sekolah ya. We have a lot of school streams. Kebangsaan, national, and then primary school, they have a Chinese, Malay, and then sekolah agama. Sekolah agama pula ada beberapa macam. agama rakyat, agama kerajaan negeri, agama kerajaan persekutuan, persendirian, madrasah, tahfiz Al-Quran dan sebagainya. Jadi ada lagi international school. So those have a lot of money, you can register your kid in the international school. But all of the school need also need government funding. Memerlukan dana daripada kerajaan. Ini masalah lah. And then according to Lee, for the skill development of region in that is increasingly welding to the world into single global village. It also had lead ethnic and religious communities in different parts of the world to revive the culture, heritage, and identity. Ini satu masalah lah. Kita pertembungan, crisis identity. Kalau dulu kita tengok grup punks, grup skinheads, kata groups heavy metal, then now we talk about LGBT, lesbian, LB, bisexual, LG, gay, transsexual. So itu jadi salah gay, lesbian, thank you. Ini menjadi satu. Ini juga adalah impact globalization. At the same time, to tend to what we call as incest. Tahu incest? Incest dalam bahasa Melayu Malaysia dipanggil sumbang muhrim. Those yang tak boleh married, they have some relation. They call it incest in sociology. Di Indonesia saya tak pasti panggil apa. Hubungan terlarang lah dalam tidak boleh menikah sebab ada pertalian persaudaraan, persanakan. Bapa dengan anak, anak dengan ni, adik dengan kakak, kakak dengan abang, tidak boleh. Ini menjadi dipanggil incest, hubungan seksual antara mereka yang ada kekeluargaan. Ini dipanggil incest. Tetapi dalam konteks LGBT, for example, some ask to change the name because they now as a girl. Jadi tidak ada order, tidak ada undang-undang, tidak ada hukum di Indonesia sebab di Malaysia ni ada dua hukum. Satu hukum sibil, satu hukum syariah. So those Muslim, for example, will convert from men to male to female. They try to change the names, and then I feel their cases in the code, Syariah code, or the civil code. So the civil code will transfer to the Syariah code. So the judge will make the decision. So a few few cases, and they fail to fight. Sama juga yang murtad, yang from Islam dia convert to other religions. Jadi di Indonesia tidak boleh dibuat. And then marriage among the Muslim and non-Muslim is disallow in Malaysia. Tidak dibenarkan dalam undang-undang itu. So ini menjadi menyebabkan kita berhadapan. Begitu juga dari segi bila kerajaan mencegah, pencegahan try to protect, try to the issue of LGBT. So a few of NGO in international level, they condemn the Malaysian government. It's not democratic because they deny the rights of the people, those in the group in LGBT. But this is a deviance. They are in a deviance. Deviance. Deviance means you divert to the normal culture, normal values that accepted in the society. LGBT mana benda timah-timah. Mana boleh lelaki sama lelaki kahwin. Tidak boleh menikah sama lelaki. But in United States, you can. So they are fight for human rights. When we talk about human rights, they think they can do. It's up to them freely. So married or stay together. Ini menjadi masalah. Dan dia akan menyebabkan budaya-budaya songsang sebagai deviance. Budaya-budaya songsang. Okay. And then the Malaysian ethnic religious resurgence has had a negative impact on ethnic integration in the development of nation education. berbeza lah kalau kita melihat. Jadi tidak satu standard. Indonesia, I think, so therefore Indonesia and Thailand, they can create what we call is bangsa Indonesia, bangsa Thailand. But for Malaysia, it's not easy to create bangsa Malaysia because we have a lot of channel. For example, in education, in society. For example, Chinese have their own school. Indian, they have their own school. Muslim religious, they have their own school. But national school also have. So, in terms of national school, we have a junior college, Mara Junior College. And then we have a science college. Jadi dia bertembung sesama dalam sistem education. In the same system, education system, we have to clash each other. Dia ada pertembungan ini. And globalization and economy. The impact of globalization and impact on economy has been more globalized definitely after Malaysia independent. Help to economic demand and growth in Malaysia. Kita dah kata for instance, the export of Malaysia increased and the customer welfare has been improved because we can export our goods and services to country. So our GDP, gross domestic product, also has increased. The trade is increasing and other will improve our country economy. Yaitu dalam keadaan before. But during COVID and post-COVID, we don't know. Now, the economists still thinks the best solution, the best way, the best approach to solve a lot of problems regarding are affected with the economy. Benda yang jadi kesan yang besar dalam menangani isu-isu ini, terutama sekali those yang hilang pekerjaan, you have a lot of commitment, for example, housing loan, personal loan, car, and then have to pay school fee, medication, benda-benda ini, isu-isu ini menjadi kita dalam kesukaran, difficulty, kita dalam keadaan struggle, kita berada dalam keadaan apa? Ada terancam, alright. Okay, and the globalization has impact on the economy in many ways through different mechanisms, exporting, innovation, and productivity, trade, foreign labor, and human capital, poverty and inequality, openness and economic stability. Okay, based on poverty, yes, we have what we call as so Malaysia now we categorize the social strata based on the T20, M40, and B40. Okay. B40 means below low class, low income class. M is middle class, and T is top class, top. So we divide 100. So T is 20, middle is 40, and below low is 40. Then based on the income, the minimum income of household. So after they lost the job, okay, maybe there before is for M20. So they jump to the for B40. So B40 needs a lot of, Kajian need to give a lot of commitment to help them. So therefore, in terms of policy, we have redistribute policy. Government need to from the tax, then based on the collection, government give the for this group. Because then kemiskinan ini akan mengundang ketidaksamaan, inequality in terms of income. Ini jadi masalah. So okay. And the National Mahathir is indeed one of the biggest critics of global after the economic crisis. For him, globalization means westernization, and there is continuity between the globalist and post-colonialist. So globalization is a form of neo-colonialism. Ini Mahathir punya pendapat, beranggapan, berhujah bahwa globalisasi ini satu ancaman pada negara yang begitu besar, terutama juga kepada ekonomi, karena bagi Mahathir ini bercorak satu pembaratan dari dunia barat dan diteruskan dalam bentuk yang bersifat global dan pasca kepada penjajahan colonization ini, dan ia dilihat sebagai suatu bentuk penjajahan baru, new colonialism. So that is very significant with what called as capitalist. Okay, very significant. This plus the more kasih. That is very significant. That they come with package. We talk about capitalism, we talk about the democracy, and then come with the liberalization and globalization. Okay. And then technology. Okay. Technology also one of the impact of globalization in Malaysia because technology advances occur rapidly in all around the world. Okay. All organizations will pursue with the new technology in order to improve their business. So take, for example, licensing and joint venture of multinational corporation are the way to transfer of technology in Malaysia. Okay. Besides impact of globalization in Malaysia is impact on communication. So it's easy to send information, to receive information. A lot of convenience will give to us because of the technology innovation. So we can easily communicate to everyone. For example, we can use the electronic mail to contact with our friend in China. WhatsApp. Student just call or WhatsApp call. Even you cannot type word by word, you just send WhatsApp using the WhatsApp. It's easy. It's easy. And then you send the document. It's so easy. No need for photocopy machine. You just scan with your camera phones, and then you can send the copy to your friends easily. So it is cheaper, easy, and then it's not jadi satu beban. It's not be a burden for people. Okay, then the traveling cost can reduce because we can use electronic mail to contact each other, and then we also can online information. Sekarang sudah menggunakan kad. Dulu kita tidak boleh berbelanja kecuali we have a Visa and credit card. Now you can use our ATM card, and then any you can install in your Android phones any application, for example, electronic wallets, and then apalagi macam-macam lah. It's easy lah. You no need to bring cash in your wallet. You just bring the card, or you just bring a smartphone. You can just scan and you pay the bill in the counter. For example, you went to 7-Eleven, 24 hours shop, and you go to supermarket, and then you can pay using the no need cash or credit. Just bring your smartphone, you scan the QR code, then you can proceed the payment. It's easy. That is this effect of globalization in terms of technology. We can communicate easily if we have internet and smartphone. For today, I can deliver my speech, my lecture, just using the laptop on my table, support the internet, and then I can share my knowledge to you. So it's easy. Cross the border with the physical movement, just watch and the picture, the video. Mendahului in advance rather than the owner of the body. And then the express development of informational and communicational technology is more effective in the global region of culture. In the last few decades, has been created great revolution in the information connection industry. Now we on the IR 4.0 industrial revolution. So the main concern here is about the ICT digitalization society. For Internet of Things, Internet of Things, Internet of Things. So everything based on Internet for today. For example, today, without Internet, we cannot meet each other. So that is digitalized, menggunakan maklumat digital. Have to be supported by Telecom Malaysia. In Malaysia, the government have to study which part they have to improve, and at the same time protect the customer information, personal data. Have to protect, because if you disclose this information to and share to the other, you will if you find the guilty, you can make a penalty. You make a penalty. Yeah. So improvement in collection and reduction the transport costs have restricted the movement of goods, services, capital, and people. Okay. All right. Technology change our life now. Totally change. Maknanya yang dekat kelihatan jauh, yang jauh begitu dekat. Those close with us feel so very far, and then the very far is so very close. So because of the ICT. Okay. In order to encourage the use of the internet, the Malaysian government has the time and again guaranteed the freedom of expression online. Mesti ada juga kebebasan untuk kita menggunakannya, tidak boleh disekat dan tidak boleh. Sebab itu kita ada Malaysia ada fake news berita, fakta berita palsu. You cannot share everything. Those have some, just the true, the fake saja. But the fake is disallowed. Although the government has passed a few legislation to regulate online activity, but there's regulation most in the order to set the online security to encourage e-commerce. Kita ada e-commerce lah, So until now, only until the hit of the pre-election, when the government declared the internet as alternative media, may acted by national, the men to some action have been taken against technology. So the Democratic Action Party, DAP, they have some group called is Red Bean Army. Red Bean Army. Tentera Kacang Merah. They are blogger. They are scammer. So they highlight issue, they attack the Barisan Nasional during the posting in the social, any blogs, any website. So effect to the general election 2008, and then the first time Barisan Nasional failed to obtain 2/3 majority seat. They get the majority seat, but not achieve 2/3 majority. Ini susah. Kita tidak boleh buat apa lah kalau kurang daripada 2/3 kursi itu, maka susah nak membuat pindaan amendments of constitution amendments. Okay. And then globalization and security. We have to stop 4 o'clock. Okay. Many factors have led the security of national state and the rise in security. In fact, organization mission is impact on national security. This is due to the fact that could be affecting the political and economic condition and within the states. It tends to increase the tension of international system of neither geographically or national policy or for mass protection. Okay. So we have to talk about the border, aerospace, maritime, lands, benda-benda ni, perkara-perkara ini kita perlu pertimbangkan dari segi keselamatan negara. Ya, kita mungkin baca insiden di Sabah, apabila grup suluk itu inilah come to Sabah, and there was a few fight in Sabah. So government had to attack this group because they claim they were the Kesultanan Sulu just have a right for Sabah. Kalau cerita dari segi itu semua orang ada hak. Kalau ni nanti orang Indonesia semua punya. Alright. Okay. As I said just now, the Asian financial crisis led to uncertainty, and global financial crisis is still affecting the world. So the national security of Malaysia concentrated on the internal security of the country, the regional security provided by the internal military and defense capacity. Nah ini pertahanan, NAMS, not alliance movement, negara-negara berkecuali. Itu penting. For avoid Cold War. Among the CCR dengan DAS. Okay. Yang belum laku. Alright. And for politics also happens. The global have the politics. So you can see what happened to a few countries after Arab Spring. Those fight the government against government in street. So that in Korea, Hong Kong, Malaysia during 1998, after Anwar Ibrahim Sheikh as a deputy prime minister and deputy president of UMNO, more than 20 years Anwar fight issue and try to be a prime minister still can his dream never come true. And for the second time they have a chance, but still cannot reach this position. So I don't know what will happen in the future. Jadi ini benar-benar yang menjadikan satu kekangan kepada negara dalam menghadapi dan campur tangan asing juga berlaku dalam politik. Foreign intervention in politics. Macam mana Al Gore, deputy vice president of America, was asked Mahathir to step down because Mahathir did something to Anwar Ibrahim, and then Anwar Ibrahim fully supported by a few of the leaders in the world, in the Europe, and the United States. So, but Mahathir remained in the position, and Mahathir had his own reasons why he kicked off UMNO from the nation, the cabinet, and the UMNO political party. So ini dan masa sama juga kita melihat bagaimana perkembangan dunia ini mempengaruhi keadaan pola, patterns of voting, people voting. Ada gelombang-gelombang di Indonesia, gelombang-gelombang di Thailand. Thailand sekarang berada dalam military kudeta, still not open for civil government, still under Thailand military government. Jadi ini satu benda yang sangat payah untuk kita hadapi. So that's all for me today. Yeah, right? If you have questions.
Well, and students, do you have any questions? Muhammad Erlangga Marciano, you raise your hand, so you can unmute yours.
Okay.
Sure, please.
Okay, sir. I want to ask about what do you think about this global pandemic situation on the implementation of globalization itself? Because as we all know, if we're talking about globalization, it means that we do something on the international scale. Meanwhile, in this pandemic situation, even between province, we hard to go to another province. So what do you think about this pandemic of COVID-19 is going to affect anything about globalization itself with doing something internationally? Thank you.
Okay. That is a global issue. Global means around the world, around the world, in the mix of the world. So the best solution taken by international level, the government, for example, Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, they close the border. they close the border. Then the increased number of pandemics victim, COVID-19 victim in Sabah because of people movement. Through the illegal pathway to enter, gateway to enter Sabah. So they try to control the border sites. So this is a global issue. And then they need the top leaders in our country. They need to discuss, maybe to make research and development to find the best solution. And then we talk about the vaccination program. The vaccine still what we call it, under study, and not fully tested. Not fully tested. If the fully tested and validated, I don't think so that we are epidemic like just a fever. So my concern about how effective, how that, for example, you declare you will produce a vaccine. Okay, and then that is good or not for some level of age, for those who have a critical illness, ada kesakitan macam diabetes, health, dan high blood. So governments, so through the United Nations, have to find. But based on my reading, based on my, they never talk about what they have to do. For example, if have a civil war, for example, in Bosnia a few years ago, they have a meeting, they have a conference, they have a roundtable discussion to find the solution to solve that problem. But for pandemic, just depend on the country itself. For example, Malaysia, it's up to Malaysia. What the approach introduced by Malaysia depend for this country. But for Indonesia, they are different. For India, are different. For United Kingdom, the United States, the former president, this other for movement control order. In the Amerika Syarikat itu dia berbeza. Ini satu masalah. Jadi pandemic is yes, this is globalized because effect on manpower, effect on trades, effect of people movement, education. Those have to extend, have to defer the study, and then some lose the money. If you lose the money, you cannot just another pusingan itu, uang yang digunakan itu berada di situ saja. Not go to beyond over the border. So you just get nothing. We are now look more open because we have internet. If we don't have internet, we are in the closed world, dunia yang tertutup. So, but we still cannot go anyway. Anyway, what the purposes? For example, you come to Malaysia, and then Malaysian government, this look too many. Without the very important work to do here. Ini menjadi salah satu effect to all sector, education, business, social, also in politics. Therefore, they are in dilemma. For Malaysian government and dilemma, and then they're willing to conduct the new generation, and then the people will give the new mandate for those elected as a representative, and then sometimes they think they worry about the pandemic because which has which is their priority? Election or preventing the pandemic? That is they have to think. Yes, for sure lah. Because they have to think. Ni lah. For me, yes, pandemic is the new challenging, new challenge for us. Not just about in these regions, the regional, international, but for global. Yeah, all right. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So, anyone question?
Anyone, you can raise your hand or you can just unmute your mic so you can directly ask to the professor. Any kind of questions? Anyone? All right. Professor, there is a student who sent a question in the chat room.
Yeah.
Can you please take a look of it?
Okay. All right. In globalization economy, how the regulation in Asia for sawit companies, if this company destroy the nature of land clearing. Okay. This is this the new also. It's not new. No, all issue about there's a polemic between ASEAN and Europe. ASEAN, for example, Malaysia and Indonesia, we promote sawit oil to Europe, and the Europe try to promote pop corn oils and beans oil. Jadi, so they claim sawit oil has a lot of cholesterol in effect to health. Jadi, so Malaysia, we agriculture based. So agriculture is a business for us. So we need to produce a few of commodity products for import or for export, and then they generate the income and the job opportunity for people. So sawit is still the main our sources for our economic development. So therefore, we still Malaysian government still make a deal negotiation with other country, and then we promote our product, copy them to use this product, and that's that time this we buy their product. So like a barter system. And therefore, we need the support from United Kingdom, Russia, France. That's all. A few the biggest country in the world support us, even in Japan. But issue destroy the nature of land clearing. Yes, we have to do, and then smoke issue apa jurumbu. So once the Indonesian farmer burn the forest, the hutan, so Malaysia receive the smoke asap. So and then you have to investigate the owner of this plantation. What the purpose of plantation? If we stop the plantation, okay, we deny the opportunity, the job opportunity for a few numbers of workers, labor. So therefore, Malaysia still concerned to enhance the size of plantation. For example, for sawit oils, because that is the ones of the way to create a job, and then already thousand workers in this sector. So if we close this sector, so government have to think the new new way to help them. Ini bisa jadi satu masalah yang besar. So, but the plantation company need to concerns about the environment protection. Don't just think about the benefit. Don't just think about the money. At the same time, need to care about the environment, the river, remains the jungle, the forest for the new generation in the future. So I think that is the Malaysian. But kita banyaklah bukan not just only Malaysian focus, but from Indonesia workers work in the plantation, and then they start from their clearing the spaces, plant the tree, and then collect the fruits, and then process, bring to the factory, and they produce as palm oil, and and export. So many stages work are provided from this sector. So the nation still against those they are protest about the South Indonesia. So nation government need to stand with their idea. That is from our people. It's not easy to they must stop this sector. Okay, alright. Nada. Kalau tak ada kita berhenti. Alright.
There is still one other question, Prof.
Yes.
The last in the chat room.
Okay. From Haji Rahman.
Yes.
One as we know, Malaysia a part of Commonwealth of Nations according to the law of combination. The state must follow the law of federal custody. Yes. Before independence, before British agree to give independent nation to, we have to follow the Commonwealth. So I don't think that's it's not applicable now. We talk about the Commonwealth issue because we need to more independent because we have international law. Some struggle issue, for example, Malaysian Indonesia about the Pulau Sipadan and Ligitan, we bring to the International Court of Justice. So Commonwealth just as a body for those countries under the British colonialism. So therefore, a few countries in the Commonwealth now they like disagree about this term because you look more interdependent with the United Kingdom. So what United Kingdom can do for you in terms support your economy? If you're in the crisis, if you don't have a work, for example, now in crisis, what the United Kingdom can do for us in the Commonwealth? So therefore, I don't say that it's totally irrelevant, but people need to review because we have our own policy. Therefore, Malaysia, a few years ago, we have our own policy. Belilah barangan buatan Malaysia, buy Malaysian first, buy British last. So we cannot depend on British for all. So we have to change our mind, looking to Asia. For example, therefore Mahathir introduced Look East Asia policy. Look East Asia policy. So we have to look what happened to Japan, what happened to South Korea. So they are more advanced compared to Malaysia. So they are role model from Malaysia in terms of economy and technology. So they are more advanced. That is, I think, one of the issue. So about the Commonwealth. Commonwealth just likes unions. just union can conduct the Commonwealth Games. I think so. But for in terms of economy, it's not affected lah. Okay, all right. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for your attention. I watching the video, so look nice. Handsome Melaka. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
So any weakness?
Thank you, Dr. Malik.
Yes.
We really appreciate
for
for your.
weakness. And then that is my fault. So in the future, inshallah, if the Indonesia Muhammadiyah have some event, I willing to contribute.
Amin.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity. Yeah, for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. And Mbak Vidi, you might close the session. Mbak Adiba.
Okay. Thank you very much, Prof. Malik, for your time. You give a lot of insight for our students so they can learn many things about the local government in Malaysia. So it's already Asar here. So maybe in other place is already close to Maghrib. So let's end this lecturing session by reciting Hamdalah together. Alhamdulillah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you everyone. I will end the meeting.
Bye.
Thank you, Mbak.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, student.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.